I'm dead. I'm dead.
Prepare for battle.
Stop jungling, let's push.
Thanks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Welcome back again, Dota fans. We're right on into it as the smokeout will begin. Is it truly the OP back? That's the question I got. Gods, Parker, and the wonderful Owie 2000 with me, breaking down the action. Parker, I'll go to you first. I mean, have you seen the terror just infecting pubs all across the Dota sphere?
I have, but surely, if this hero's OP, it wouldn't be last picked, right? Like, I just can't believe it's like that insta-win hero. I mean, it gets picked in a situation where it's obviously very good and not up against like any super hard counters, but you know, it's on a first pick hero.
Yeah, I think that's true, but only to an extent, because you have like in patches, you have these heroes that are like sleeper OP heroes. I'm thinking like in the 2015 DAC patch, it was a ho ho ha ha patch, but there's this gigantic tournament played, and Sniper was picked like what, and then he like terrorized pubs and competitive for the next like 4 months, and everyone's like, this hero's the most OP hero in the game, right? So there's like Dota teams. Like the meta flows very fluidly. Like someone picks something, all of a sudden it becomes OP, you know? Like people start understanding it more. That being said, I think the bristlebacks that are terrorizing pubs are usually coming from the mid lane. I think this hero is usually picked as a core in that. I watched a game where like Quinn on his road to 12k MMR, by the way, I don't know what that is. He picked bristleback and his team was losing, and then they just won. You know, like.
I know it's kind of wild to me. I mean, and then the other angle of this though is we do have a couple of heroes, and you know, Undying first phase, this Warlock Mars combination that I think they were the first teams to play this combo of heroes together in the new patch, and then you know, some of those weaker regions like EU started to pick it up a little bit as well. Liquid and Alliance decided this, this is good, we should try it also. And yeah, you can see 2-0 in NA. 2-2 in the Western EU, and then 0-1. So you know, clearly NA better. But regardless of that, it's you know, just something to watch for.
Yeah, they haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, but it's good to see them to try.
They can watch NA and learn if they want.
Yeah,
I think this lane setup from EG is really smart though.
Top lane,
oh my goodness,
dying to quill.
Oh my god, that was scary.
Okay, Dubu does have the solve, so he can solve up himself, because stupid carries don't deserve anything. No, it's correct. Like, Medusa's only missing a 300 P. I think the EG lane setup is really smart. They put the Abaddon versus Warlock, so Warlock can't use his best spell in lane, the Fatal Bonds, because Abaddon would just remove that. And this Bristleback's pick is actually pretty interesting versus Dusa to me, because I think this Dusa hero is actually really vulnerable in the safe lane. Pretty much solely because she has 275 move speed. She's the slowest carry in this patch. And Bristleback, like, I think he'll take, yeah, he took Gua level 2, and if they ever get lane control, this Dusa would just die.
The Medusa plan is to try and burn as much of Ice Ice mana as possible, just spamming Mystic Snake whenever possible, but Ice Ice playing with Mango, early Magic Stick, isn't really too concerned about that just yet.
Well, I don't think Browse missed a CS yet. He has 8 CS.
Nice.
Played pretty, yeah, good difference from the last game, and the CS in mid lane is actually very important because he gets every CS, even though he bought like Tango, Double Branch, Fairy Fire, Coinblade, he actually has his bottle before the 2-minute rune spawns, which means he'll get the refill, whereas Abbott still hasn't brought his out yet.
Abbott does have 3 denies now, so I believe getting a couple CS.
Cast a curse.
Oh, dodges the stun.
That was good, because if he went straight for the rune, I think Abbott hits that stun, but he has like the presence of mind, you know, just continue walking a little bit, wait on the stun, it's a good play. Courier on top, snipe by Ice.
Oh, and Abed is going to go and take that one out. But yeah, it takes out the courier. It's going to be something to watch for. There's definitely some kill potential in this lane as immediately take the Fatal Bonds off of Ice. And Dubu still sitting there with the stick. We'll see if Tomato ends up getting into some trouble. But so far, they haven't been able to take over that lane control you're talking about. As bottom, stun goes out again. And some extra harassment onto Saberlight. Very annoying playing against this combo of heroes as well with the mana drain available.
Yeah, I think let's see Arteezy get 2 points into aura at level 3, and Lion actually right clicks pretty hard with that. He's just some high range hero. You know, he's pretty tanky with the build. I really like these items. Like, he just got a lot of stats. It's hard to kill for the Grimstroke Mars, and they both have stuns. So whoever you go on with the Grimstroke Inkswell is just gonna get stunned. They won't connect. You know, I praised Brow there, and I instantly watched him miss like 3 range creeps. It was crazy.
You're learning. Caster Curse is true. Can't get away from it.
Yeah, but Tomato's actually doing really well top. I feel like EG had the chance to split the wave on the first wave and drag it down, but they chose not to do. And I'm sort of curious. Like sometimes it's just something that happens in laning, but
Cast the curse again. Is it gonna happen? No, okay,
you can't quite kill him. The Medusa with the high sticks is really tanky with the mana shield, of course, but you can see like the potential there, right? Like if that happened a bit earlier on level 1 or 2, maybe you could drain all of Medusa's mana and then she can't like keep spamming the snake, maybe even get a kill.
Right. And things to watch for, as at least at the early goings, things looking much better for Undying. No Broodmother in this game, and it feels like they've at least come into this one with a little bit of a better start here.
Nice move from Fly. Goes for the top water room while Abed communicates that he's securing the bottom one. So Abed gets the bottom one and steals the bounty room before TPing back to his tower. We saw this a bit last game. It just felt like Abed was kind of outplaying Brile with his rotations to secure, basically steal his runes.
Oh, first one on bottom, wow. And that's like the lane sub completely. Like that's not happening. If you put Abel down here with Luna, they're losing this lane.
Right.
And top lane is also losing. Like Bristleback Lion versus Juicy Warlock.
He just killed Brile also.
Wait.
Yeah, all 3 heroes just died.
Wait, they just
simultaneously.
Every lane just died.
Yeah.
So I was. You see, I was pre-caster cursing that because I was saying like, with like a more stable draft, it's looking like Undying really has a good shot here, but no, they're just all dead.
Don't worry, top lane didn't die. It was just.
Oh, you're right. It's two
They both died bottom.
It's fine.
But like that kill mid, like you look at it, and it's not really Abed solo killing Brile. I mean, he got the solo kill, but the reason why that kill happens is because Fly invests the resources in his mid hero to come take the water rune, right?
Right.
Like if Brile gets a water rune, then this kill doesn't happen, and you know. Yeah. Abed doesn't look like as much of a genius. I mean, he still is, but less so from this instance.
It was like, it's such a good communication. He basically tells Fly, like, get this top rune out, because he knew there was still a bounty there for Bra, which is kind of like, you know, he had a backup plan, like, okay, if I don't get a water rune, I have my bounty rune, and Abed just took both.
I mean, I don't...
Well, the other thing about this, too, that sort of sticks out is, like, I think that death on Brile, while it hurts, like... part of the problem too is that there wasn't anything gained in this top lane either, because Ice is on this like monster of a hero that you can't pressure with Warlock Medusa, and it's like recognizing what their heroes are good at and what Undying kind of lacks at this point.
And they're gonna stack up a bit for their Medusa. EG, they're just on top of these runes. GQ deny from Dubu. I think like I don't think Abed is that much of a better laner than Brile, but he's looked like Brile's still ahead in CS despite more resources being invested in Abed and dying. Oh, but this rotation top for Abed, I'll finish that thought after.
Maybe a chance, as he's gonna go on to Dubu.
And Leshrac 6 is so strong.
Yep, and there is
a good TP from Brile.
And they're gonna make this work for a moment. They're on to Dubu, trying to find that kill. Doesn't quite get him in the Fatal Bond, and no mana means that they can't take it off, so the rotation fails. And instead, it's Undying that gets a kill.
Yeah, but that was sort of bad for Undying. Like, who TP to top tower?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Moon.
I gotta say, like, the difference in the safe lane versus off lane in this series has just been, like, EG are winning a lane I feel they shouldn't, Juggernaut AA versus Tuskar Leshrac, and then they're just stomping this lane where I think it should go pretty even, and they're just like destroying them. So it's a huge difference in the pace of the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Do you guys did Dubu TP to top tier 1 when Brile was trying to rotate there? I guess because that 5-second TP it cost him to kill an Abed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They're gonna try and go for another one now. Moon, barely living, needs another hit, but Abed goes for the fog play, keeps them out of it. Moon dies. Crit does die to the Dire, so I think that was just a sacrifice to the tower, but looking for the finish. Can they do it? And for Abed,
that's a big kill.
That's what they needed.
I'm dead.
May get a follow-up.
No, he might get hit by this remnant. You don't see it. Oh, okay, maybe you do see it. I don't actually know.
Got the ward there.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So a trade-off there. And I will say that, like, despite the fact that all these kills are going on, you look and the net worth lead is not nearly as dramatic as it was last game.
For sure. No, Undying are definitely showing up. That kill for Brile was huge. Despite like that solo kill and more resources being invested to add with the rune checks and everything, like Brile was still ahead on CS, and this kill on the Leshrac puts him in a position to succeed now.
Brawl having a great game, and you know, so is both carries. Tomato winning his top lane more or less, hasn't got the kills that Arteezy has, which is where Arteezy has kind of propelled himself forward. And the problem is now Arteezy with maxing glaives early on is going to become an absolute farming machine. If he gets ancient stack for him, Tomato needs some of his own if he wants to keep up.
Yeah, Arteezy has an 8-minute mass command as treads. I think like Luna probably outfarms Medusa just because she moves around the camps faster. But it's very slight. Like Medusa's still a really fast farmer.
Not to mention the nice little faded brooch that he had in there. Actually switching into the Ocean Heart for more stats for a little bit, and that's an interesting choice.
I like this decision from EG. They've pretty much just gone away from their safe lane because they know that this Mars is level 6. The only comeback potential that Mars has right now is to get a kill there. I think they'll end up putting the Brittle back there later or just shoving an Abaddon down there.
Dire's top
Arteezy,
tower
instead of
is
getting the
under
last
attack.
point in glaives, levels up the Eclipse, so he does want to have a bit of team fighting potential. He's actually making a pretty aggressive rotation to connect up top and play around his team rather than just farm his triangle like I feel like so many Luna players would right now.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, and
has fallen.
what that does do is that it causes all of Undying 0 to have to be bunched up in their triangle, just because they know like if you give Luna these stacks, it's not very good for you. It did look a bit awkward though, right? Like Luna farmed her way from bottom, walked into enemy jungle, and now she ends up top. Like she wasn't really farming anything during that. I think during this time, like Tomato's farmed a little bit more, and more importantly, like this Mars has, even though he's died twice, he's been uncontested.
Ryle
Radiant's
goes
bottom
down yet
tower
again in
is
the
under
mid lane.
attack.
This time with a little bit of help from Crit and having that finger up and online. Have not gotten level 6 yet on Dubu. He's probably going to get it off of this wave as he gets a little bit of free time. But that's another sort of those comeback mechanics that you're talking about eventually is going to be the double fatal bonds. Could be something that would be really solid here.
That is a huge combo. That's actually my favorite
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
what's it called, Grimstroke ulti combo, because I think it's so understated, like what it does in the fights. Like you think, oh, he fatal bonded us twice, and then someone nukes you with like a venge nuke, and literally your entire team dies. You're like, wait, what? Like, you know, the double chain bonds, like you can see it, but like the pain from double fatal bonds is crazy.
Feels like, yeah, what basically they're going to have to make sure they dispel that instantly with Abaddon, with Lotus Orbs, whatever it may be. They're going to need some way to get out of
They
it.
do have the hero for that, I guess. They do have this Abaddon. It's picked as a counter to Warlock. It was a good pick.
Radiant's
But
bottom
still
tower
scary,
is under
for sure.
attack.
Speaking of Fly, hasn't really done all that many games across all of the regions. You can see only 5 heroes in 10 games. And the only player to play fewer so far has been Yamsun. And he's just been playing on these defensive heroes oriented towards like trying to keep alive his team and
Radiant's
occasionally be that
bottom
like team
tower
fight
is
presence
under
you saw with the
attack.
Was
Tide.
that Yamsun has played 2 heroes?
You know,
Was that the stat?
Radiant's bottom
yeah,
tower
that's
has
fine.
fallen.
That,
I mean, I feel like I've seen it online every game, but I didn't realize he's only played 2. That's insane.
dude, a Hex comes out as they find Bryle,
Oh,
and they keep him
no.
alive. Big old Chrono immediately taken off, and the Purge, but able to catch, able to control, able to kill
Dire's
Abed.
top
They
tower
take
is
down the
under
Golem,
attack.
but the bigger kill is that Leshrac, and well, Ice, not afraid of these heroes, at least for the moment, is gonna stand in front and say, deal with me.
Really good turnaround from Undying there. That was a perfectly timed rock.
Middle is
Saves Brawl. They gotta. Oh, they're using it also. Here.
Arena tries to get this kill, but they don't get him to pull back on the other side down to half HP. Saberlight taking a lot of damage with the Eclipse. Arteezy moves in, kills off Dubu. The 3 points in Lucent Beam, and will back off afterwards.
Fly
Shows up for the
instantly,
fight.
yeah, Fly with the save, the instant Aphotic Shield to keep Ice alive after the spear hit.
Ice, he's not scared of anything right now. He knows all the spells from Undying are down. He just run in with impunity, and that's a free mid.
Oh, can they get this kill though? They're hitting his backside.
Dire's middle
It's not
tower
easy.
has fallen.
Man, yeah, that Aphotic Shield is going to be so important for this Bristle going forward.
For sure. I think a lot of the counters to Bristleback are like the Spear Vessel and, you know, like basically just stunning him and hitting him from the front. Like Mars is supposed to counter this Bristleback. As God's mentioned, like one shield and all of a sudden you're hitting his back, he's dealing a ton of damage. And yeah, EG with a good turnaround of the fight. I really gotta commend Arteezy here. You know, a lot of Lunas in my pubs, they go some 1-4-4, they don't come to any fights, and when their team loses after they lost their lane, they're like, guys, there's nothing I could do. Like Luna is not that type of hero. Like this hero should be active. She does not stop top lane 1 second on that.
This is a nice kill for them if they can get it, and looks like they will, as Saberlight
Big
cleans
kill.
up.
Honestly, a bit uncharacteristic of Abed there. I usually see that guy never die in the early mid game, like on the side lanes. He's one of those players that you actually sometimes don't want to try to gank him compared to some other more feed prone pro players, you know. But
not gonna name names. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
not
fine.
gonna name names. But nah, because Luna, like, if you look at this hero, nothing in her skill set makes her skill ultra hard late game. She doesn't have any real steroids. If she's 1v1ing an enemy carry, she's gonna lose. What this hero does have is she farms extremely fast, so she can hit a timing, and she's a good team fighter. She has a mix of magical damage, and I think, like, we saw that in the mid lane. Like, imagine if Luna couldn't come in there. It very might have been like Undying snowball into taking the map. Instead, they turn around, they get 2 kills, they get the mid tower, all off like I don't know, what are you even sacrificing? Like 10 damage to farm?
Well, right, yeah, it's like the scaling of level 2 ulti is really, or of level 2 Lunar Blessing is really nice, but then it's like that third point, you lose some value there versus Lucent Beam. How many extra beams are you getting damage onto also with like Eclipse and stuff? How much extra damage is that in total?
Honestly, like, you can use the beam to farm a bit. You're not even losing damage. Like, you use the beam to pull weight the creeps to you because you have short range.
Dropping some knowledge bombs. Show up to fights, carries. God dang it.
Yes. Fights give you the most EXP in Dota.
Yeah. Sounds like you're basically saying don't max your Lunar Blessing. Or,
I mean, at the same time, like, I've seen Lunas, especially, like, they've had some success going, like, they actually go like 1-2-4 and they push, like, if you have a different strat.
Right, okay.
And then they actually sometimes don't even max glaives after that. But I think like the 1-4-2 or 1-4-1 into 1-4-4 it's a pretty pubby build. Like, you can win pubs with it for sure. But I think against any competent opponent, like, you're asking your team to suffer. Like, you better have won your lane, but you have won the Lucent Beam. I don't see how you're doing that.
Asking my team to suffer sounds like the name of the game, but we will get on into that one in just a moment here. Potentially, if EG get caught out of position, a 5-man smoke up from Undying won't catch anybody, but it looks like they're ready to go with this double Fatal Bonds combo if they're able to sort of force a fight on good terms.
The idea behind that smoke was good. They picked up the Blink Dagger on Mars, but just because like that last fight didn't go as well, I don't think they have a confidence to walk up the hills and like pierce the EG triangle. So honestly, it's sort of a good sign to me. Like, when teams use smokes like that, and then they have the presence of mind to say, like, guys, you know, this was just a mistake. Let's chill. Let's not like, how to say, like, double our losses.
Right.
It's a good mentality, right? Because like, you can make mistakes in Dota. Everyone makes mistakes. You have like literal teams that win 2 TIs who I think their playstyles based on making their opponents make a lot of mistakes, right, on OG.
Right.
But it's about having the mental. With like mental strength to not compound your mistakes and make them worse. That really makes these teams good.
Mid lane?
Mid lane?
Jump, where's the Abba? Nowhere to be found, and Crit's gonna try and interrupt, but Golem even dropped down onto Ice. If they can't get this kill, oh wow, there was something that went wrong there, and Undying now have to back away. Fatal Bond comes out, connects onto all of them, but they blow up Saberlight. Still trading a lot of damage. They're gonna walk in with Bryle, try and blow up the rest of them. All the Fatal Bonds are taken off, and now they're just gonna bring down Bryle. Just immaculate execution from EG.
And again, that all ties into the play earlier, right? Like, they take this mid tower. In a normal world, due to TB Stare, that Bristleback's dead, and then EG comes in and they take a bad fight. It's like Dota's, I don't want to talk about it so much, but Dota's like very connected like that. If, like, these mistakes that cause you to take towers, these good plays, like, they will compound into a better next move. And now we've got like tier 1 tower into good fight into now to get Roshan.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, EG's had this small lead the whole game, but Undying still had this very far Medusa to fall back on it.
For sure.
A couple of bad fights like this, and, you know, it is slightly leaning EG's favor, but it's like, if they'd killed Bristle one of those 2 times, taking that mid tier 1, this game would look so good for them.
And with that said, like, Undying are still in this game, for sure.
Yeah.
If the double Fatal Bonds, this Dusa Aghanim Scepter, I'm surprised he has Dragonlance, actually. I've been seeing pretty much every Dusa go Manta or Yasha to Aghanim Scepter. But, to each their own, you know? Like, this Dusa Aghanim Scepter, the panel's talking about it, that they don't have that much of a Grimstroke combo, but I think the Snake is actually a huge combo with that spell. That spell is just so good.
That's not what you want to see. They pop Eclipse afterwards and do a good chunk of damage to Ice, but they'll at least keep them off the tower for the moment. Ovid's just running in though, and they're going to catch now on the Grimstroke. So the Aegis now turning into a tower and a couple kills. And again, this is all trying to buy some space for Tomato, but you want to lose as few people as possible along the way.
That was super weird, right? Like, even if that spear hits, I can't see them winning that fight. First of all, it's going to spear Ice with his back to his team. like to the enemy team. Second one, they don't have rock, and Medusa's not even thinking about coming to this fight. You're behind, you're down spells, you cannot like really half commit resources to a fight. You should bring everyone or don't bring anyone at all.
Well, second round of spears with that ulti. Maybe this was the plan all along as they jump in to try and find a kill. They take down one, it's on crit. They lost the
where's Ice guys?
Abed over the side. Dubu will fall, and yeah, I mean, he's just on the other side of the map. Saberlight's gonna go down to Abed.
Bro,
Is he gonna get this kill?
Gets this.
He's trying really hard to bring him down. Eventual chase. I say starts the fight. He might actually kill him if he's not careful. And in the meantime, the rest of EG just gets out. Like, that's crazy.
They lost some racks. Now they've lost control of the map. This is becoming more and more like the game has felt more even, but this has become really reminiscent of game 1. Like EG, they get more to lanes, they snowball to take an objective, they snowball the objective into taking a fight, they get Roshan, and all of a sudden, like, what's your map? You still have this really farm Medusa, but what's her timing? She's going for a Scotty. I don't know if this will do what they need. Like, if you can't fight into this Bristleback Undying, like, how are you playing?
Trial,
oh man.
Just the blink in and the Hex, crit, very farmed, and all it takes is a moment, and you're out of position, they get the kill.
I gotta say, like, sorry, go ahead,
I was going to talk about Pyle's game. It is fallen apart. He is still looking for a Yule Scepter at 20 minutes in. While he had a good laning stage, it just feels like Crit has ruined his game with this Hex and finding these pickoffs numerous times.
Top barracks are under attack.
I think Crit has really been on point this game. I like his itemization, you know? I see a lot of Lions in my pubs, they might try to go for Aether Lens first, but he's identified that no one else starts fights but him. He needs to go for this Blink Dagger. Aether Lens is good when you can be more of a follow-up hero, get multiple rounds of spells off. Oh. I think EG in general, they've identified their jobs for the game really well. You know, Arteezy's job is not just to hit creeps, it's to come to fights, you know? Crit's job is to like provide that catch. His job is apparently to dive tier 4s, literally walk through the entire base and then walk out, hit the enemy carry when he's on 100 HP. That's his job, guys.
I'm sure that was all discussed before the game, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I want to see you in the enemy fountain this game, which I think we will see if this game goes long enough. You know, you turn your back in that fountain, you kill a lot of heroes.
True.
Listen.
Tomato comes on over, trying to catch this creep wave. Ice is right on top of him. The Manta and the walk away, but they're thinking about going high ground. And these team fights, it's like possible to execute from Undying, but it's so difficult. You have to like get the silence on the Abba before he pops his ulti, and then you golem him, but like don't hurt him enough so that way you can get mass fatal bonds damage onto everybody. It's like it feels so intricate. And then for EG, it's just like literally spam your Q and W keys on Bristleback until they break, and then like, you know, Arteezy comes up and hits a tower. You know, maybe simplifying that a little bit there, but that's at least what it feels like with some of these heroes. It's wild.
With that said, Aegis is expiring in 30 seconds. I think we'll have some timing from Undying there. I'm a bit confused about this Medusa build. If he goes Manta Dragon, let Scotty, that's like 3 sort of stat items that don't deal much damage. I think the reason why this hero is being picked so much, particularly in C, is because of this Aghanim Scepter. Like this item has changed the hero. You get the Aghanim Scepter, you get the Shard, you're like pretty much unkillable. You have a lot of single target spells on EG.
Every time I've tuned in to watch SEA and China, SEA particularly, the Lacoste, Lizard, Black, they're all saying they're just ranting about how Duce is OP in every single game. This Duce is going second item max.
It's a crazy item. The thing about this item is not only does it provide you every stat that Duce needs, you know, it makes you pretty much as tanky as Scotty per cost. Like, you know, a bit worse. But it's a high damage item. Like, you deal you'll probably get it when you're like level 2 LT, so you deal 45% bonus physical damage, that's a lot of damage, even just for farming. Like when you cast on Ancients, you notice the difference. Like Scotty, it's good in theory, right? Like Luna has some life steal, you know, it's obviously good for Bristleback Last Track, you know, it helps against the Abaddon heals, but I don't think it does as much as this Aghanim Scepter. And more importantly, when you're behind, you can't itemize defensively. If you itemize defensively when you're behind, you will never have enough damage. How damage works in Dota is it's a multiplier. You have to like keep committing to damage if you want to kill heroes.
Ice is the one that is going to be difficult for them to kill, that's for sure. He just stands in front of his team. They're going to come on in and take back over this outpost. So still showing a little bit of respect on Evil Geniuses for Undying's team fight. And they've got a lot if they're able to work it all together. And like, there's some other cool things that they've got, you know, with Saberlight being able to intercept Luna Glaives with the arena and things like that. This could be a good timing here and a good angle. As Saberlight walks up, they get the lift up. Maybe needs to look for the back line. Full vision for all these teams. Spear goes out, connects onto the bristle. Can they kill him off in time? Ulti out from Tomato, keeping him in place. Aba can't get here on high, and they drop the golem afterwards. Potential here for Tornado Bot. Is it going to be enough though? Not quite looking like it. They're running down one. Dubu's already dead. They didn't kill Ice. Tomato's out of mana. They lose both of those heroes. They only get the Lion in turn.
It looks so good for a bit there. The double fatal bombs, the damage pumping out. Their spellcasting on Bristleback was actually extremely good there. They how did it start? Oh, they stunned him, then they speared him, and then they Medusa ultied him. Like, it was just really good spellcasting, but it's just not quite enough, you know? You need a little bit more oomph when you're behind.
Yeah, and I also feel like, you know, we've seen how the last few fights go when they start on Ice. It's been proven they just don't quite have enough damage at this point to kill Ice. And every fight he's coming with a new item. And I think going on Ice has just proven to be a huge trap for them.
EG, they have the good ideas, you know, like this last track he built agrees. They understand that, you know, the enemy is itemizing a bit defensively. We're ahead. Let's put our gold advantage to just being tanky. Right. If we're tanky and the enemy can't kill us, we will out-sustain them. We have Bristleback, we have last track, we have Abaddon, we have this Lunar, we even have a Lion with multiple rounds of spells. What does Undying have other than trying to burst targets on this Warlock Golem double Fatal Bonds? Like, they cannot take sustained fights.
It's feeling like they can't take quick fights either, the way that this is looking. Like, it's been rough. And, you know, now you've got Arteezy almost at a Satanic as well, on top of this Butterfly. You know, one thing that I was thinking about eventually that they could get to would be the Moon Aghanim's, but he's still, what, 2,800 gold away from finishing that one off as well.
That would be a fight changer for sure to take over that Luna illusion. The other thing is, I just remember that Satanic also purchases Fatal Bonds 1 second here. It's a big fight.
I mean, they're gonna get the Lion.
There's a small fight.
Oh wait, maybe more. Okay, the taunt there. Trying to bring down Ice. The Fatal Bonds, again, purged off of most of these heroes, but honestly, they're still living through it. Stun comes out afterwards on the Saberlight, misses the spear, wants to kill Fly. Can they quite get him, though? The taunt, they pull him back in, they have the Greaves. Moon is gonna get ran down by Ice. And he just walks away afterwards. Cool as a cucumber. Tomato's still a lot of mana. Wants to get the regen afterwards. But Arteezy pops the Eclipse. It's just him and Tomato underneath the deadly Moon. He's had enough. He's super pissed.
They're gonna let him live. Oh, the shield broke. They were gonna let him live.
Oh my god.
That's them waving the white flag. Dude, this Greaves, you mentioned it already, AY, but that fight, there was like 2 heroes affected. The aura gives you so much armor, plus the health regen. It kept Fly alive, then it kept Ice alive. What a sick
honestly,
pickup.
the Deuce Scotty looked pretty good in that fight. I might just be eating my words, but like, they're just too far behind. Like, Undying, they're playing these fights pretty decently. The items are like looking better than I expect, but you're just behind. What can you do?
What can you